Well, scissors is what we call to an effort, an invention that some journalists from Mexico, the US, and UK did last week. So it's about this. Sometimes we like things that are, let's say, uncertain. Food that has too many carbohydrates, gossip magazine, different politician. And that's okay. Even with news happens the same. I mean, we don't have the elements to judge what's better. But why should we care about this? It is a problem. This is a poll conducted by Gallup, which says that news are in its lower level in terms of confidence by the American public. And what does it mean to be trusted? Well, most of those same people in other surveys, they say, it means that I don't get accuracy from news. And of course, if you look like this, you are not going to be trusted. Because let's face it, we who do news, we are not explaining how we do it. We don't necessarily have to take out our shirts, but we do have to explain how we do news, how we are doing what people are consuming. And well, of course, why I am proposing author bias and sources. Why should we be explaining this? Because we cannot explain who is a journalist. We cannot explain what is original reporting. We are not explaining any other more difficult questions. However, these two are basic enough to be understandable by public. And this is a way it could be done. Actually, this is what we proposed at the Trust Project Challenge. Well, it is not seen here very well, but it would be also the best way to gain media literacy by the public. I mean, it's basic enough to be understandable by anyone. We just have to explain it to them. And also for their newsroom, there is an advantage, there is a gain. Well, it is not shown very well here. However, it could be also a tool for journalists. We don't often think how we are explaining to people what we are doing. So by taking this tool, we will be forcing ourselves on thinking, is our quality of sourcing good enough? So the key is the power of transparency. I know it might not seem as good enough, but let's think it's the same as it works for politicians. The power of transparency is not because they are forced to say the truth. It's because they are forced to say something. If they don't say something good enough, we will know it eventually. It will be only relevant, of course, if enough amount of people put it together, if enough media take it and agree that these two basic subjects are good enough basic professional journalism. I agree it's not enough, as I said earlier. However, it's the easiest way to evaluate journalistic job. It's a high bar for those who fake news, for instance, but it's a low bar for professionals, which nobody should be scared about being stripped by this tool, because it's what we do every day. It's just making it public. So the next, what is the next step? Case analysis. In my newspaper, we already have agreed that we are going to do it. And what we expect to do is, people shouldn't think that these two things are the same. Hard, professional, rigorous news, and some pictures of the 10 cutest cats in the US, for instance. Well, it would be like licensing journalists, but accessible to anyone. You cannot say it's biased. You cannot say it's not affordable because you don't have enough journalists. Every journalist piece should have at least these categories. And it will be also a way to really evaluate the news by legitimizing it in front of the public. I think no one, not platforms, not even other journalism, are capable of, other journalists are capable of saying who is a good journalist and who is not. But if we ask the people to say what is these categories. Then we will be teaching them how we do work, and therefore, we will learn too how we should be considering good enough professional journalism. Thank you.